What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the FitMenCook kitchen. Today there is no recipe video. What I thought would be much more fun would be just to give you a glimpse of my own personal wellness journey by showing you my weekly and daily routine, by giving you a little shot of what's inside of my fridge and freezer. All right, let's get to it. Here we go. This is where all the magic happens. Now, in terms of cleaning up my fridge, I try to clean it maybe like twice a month, but I have a deep cleaning probably about every 2 months. There are no science projects, so nothing should be jumping out at us today. Here in the top shelf, I got all of my eggs, my egg whites. 90% of the time, I'm probably gonna have some eggs. It saves me time just by buying the egg carton right here of the egg whites and not having to crack the egg to remove the yolk. Got some almond milk. Yes, I do drink regular milk, but I prefer the plant-based milk. I'm not exactly lactose intolerant, but I do feel a lot more bloated whenever I do have milk products or just drinking milk. But I don't have that problem when it comes to yogurt. So I do have some Greek yogurt here, and then I also have some coconut milk yogurt. I try to keep quite a bit of this because it comes in handy for different recipes. This is actually a flavored kind. This is pineapple, but usually I have just the plain yogurt to create creamy sauces as well for like dips and things like that for sandwiches. Then over here, I've got my meal prep. I'm actually gonna be prepping today, so these are like, this is enough for the next 2 days. But here you go, I got some chicken and some rice. This is a turkey meatball meal. Try to keep some fresh fruits here on hand. My go-to fruit is definitely gonna have to be the blueberries. Blueberries are really low calorie, but they're high flavor, and I keep them in here. I've been experimenting with different containers, and I like this kind. I found this one from the Container Store. It's called Design for Living. What I like about it is that it's pretty airtight, and look how fresh that is. And I've noticed a big difference in the longevity of things that I put inside of these. So I recommend this brand. Then over here, I've got some fresh herbs, but my go-to herbs would be thyme and rosemary. I generally keep those. And then bell peppers. If you looked at my YouTube video for grocery essentials, then you know that bell peppers are one of my go-to, and I generally just chop them up. I have my whole drawer here full of produce, and I've got some of the other bell peppers like left over, but I will chop these up and put these into my omelets. I'll put them into other recipes because they add a whole lot of flavor, and plus it just looks really colorful. Look at this. When you can eat a rainbow, that's beautiful, right? It's beautiful. Come on. If you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you know I shared my hummus recipe. So this is my beet hummus, and this is some avocado hummus I've got left over. This is some prep. This is a whipped sweet potato. Look at that, that's beautiful. If I don't make a full meal, usually I try to measure out my meals. It takes out some of the guesswork of me having to go in here and find something to eat. I also like just to prep food and just have it in separate containers, because that will allow me to be able just to go in here and build my own meal whenever I feel the need to. All right, here is my produce drawer. Okay, my bell peppers. I always have some lemon and lime. Y'all always laugh at me on my little videos because you're like, you put lime on everything, Kevin. You know, it's like adding salt, but you're not adding a whole bunch of sodium. It's seasonal right now, so I've got some blood oranges and some red grapefruit. This is one of my go-tos every single morning, is a red grapefruit. So let me show y'all something. This is kind of nerdy of me, but you know, whatever. I have for the longest time just really loved vintage appliances. So I actually was able to find this Juice King. This is an old vintage juicer. Isn't this awesome? Come on, this is awesome. What you do, you just slice it open it up, put the piece of fruit right here, and then squeeze. Look at that, fresh juice. This is my favorite thing in the entire kitchen. This is good. Taste this, man, taste it. Come on, taste it. It's good. It's the cameraman. Jesse. Isn't that good? That's fresh.
Can't beat that.
That is fresh juice every single morning. 60 bucks. This is a vintage machine. All right, back to the fridge. I generally put my dairy, like my cheese and my meat here, but I'm not eating a whole bunch of cheese right now, or I'm at least trying not to. This is leftover prep. This is, I think this is asparagus. Have some freshly steamed asparagus here. Chopped onions. So you know in my videos I'm always like sprinkling onion on stuff. I like to have the onions too, just because they add a ton of flavor. And these onions, the green onions, aren't as harsh as red onions and yellow onions. So I put these liberally on my food. This, I believe, is chopped parsley. I'll usually add some chopped cilantro, but what I noticed is that when I was chopping up the cilantro ahead of time, that it lost a lot of the flavor and the bite to it. So now I don't really chop it up until I'm ready, to use the cilantro. All right, down here, this is my hydration area. So I juiced about 2 days ago, so I will only juice for about 3 days worth. I love Topo Chico. Topo Chico is some of the most intense mineral water you'll ever drink it. When you just like sip it, you will just belch uncontrollably. So in order to control my craving for that and to control my budget, I actually bought one of those carbonation machines. So this is an ARC one, and it's carbonated water. Here I've got some leftover vegetables. These are some green beans. What I like to do for my green beans too, I'll buy like the really big bag of them, and I will parboil them for maybe like 3 or 4 minutes, put them into an ice bath, dry them after that, and then grill them on the skillet. Then I'll have these ready to go, so that way I can make sure I'm getting my veggies, because there are so many times, guys, where I will not eat my veggies because I don't have them ready. Some leftover rice. So I bought these bags because I go through so many of these little plastic bags that I thought that I was just doing like too much waste, and I found these also from the Container Store. It's called Rezip, and they are pretty durable, and you can put sandwiches in here, you can put other food and prep items, but I like it because it's really, really solid. One of my go-tos, you gotta have this in your fridge, especially if you have a family or if you're a bachelor. Gotta have you a chicken. Part of my weekly or weekend routine would be to go to Kroger and get a chicken, a rotisserie chicken, because it's just easy. It's weekend grub. You can make chicken salad from this. You can make an avocado chicken salad. You can make soups because it's really cold right now. So this just takes out some of the guesswork too from prepping, having stuff like this that's already made and really ready to go. And plus this stuff is only like $6. Got some chicken broth back here for recipes. And then even though I'm not a fan of mayonnaise, I've got some safflower mayo in there. Oh, this is a really cool find. So I cook a whole lot and I experiment a whole lot. And a lot of times the fresh fruit and the fresh veggies will begin to wilt, and I hate that. I found these bags, they're called veggie bags, and what you do is like you soak the bag in water and then you wring it out so it's kind of damp, and then you put the fresh produce in there. This is cilantro I bought 3 days ago, and it's super crispy and fresh, just as if I bought it that day. So this one has some cilantro and some dill. This is my herb bag. This one right here has some bok choy in it, because bok choy tends to wilt sometimes, the leaves. And this one up under here just has some green lettuce. And I've got here some celery, and then some more of my grapefruit, because I like to have that. Some purple cabbage, some red cabbage, and then, whew, I'm probably like putting someone's kid through college who actually works here, but beyond meat, I love this stuff. I love, love, love. These are plant-based burgers, and I guarantee you that if you never had this before, you will fall in love with the vegan diet just by having these. Down here, I've got some of my raw meat. I'll be prepping for later on this week, so that's why I have that there. All right, here on the door, this is my garlic. I've got some capers here. Here I've got my condiments. For some reason I have like 4 different flavors of mustard. I'm not sure why. I noticed that the other day when I was going through here. So I've got some Dijon, I've got some spicy mustard, I've got some brown mustard here, and I've got some honey mustard. This is some wasabi mayo. Then I've got my nut butter. I love peanut butter a whole lot, so I tend not to buy it too much just because I don't know how to control myself just yet. So I've got a little bit here left, and then I've got some tahini for other recipes. Down here I've got some more condiments. This is my salad dressing. I'm not really big on salad dressings at all. I tend to put salsa or things like this, hummus, onto my salads if I have them at all. Oh, some, I got me red-handed, some halal guys, the white sauce. So this stuff is really tasty. And they give you this entire packet to put on, to put on your food. But if you look at the back of it, it's 330 calories just for this one packet, 36 grams of fat. So I keep these just to use them sparingly and to incorporate them onto meals if I, kind of splurge in here and there. Here I've got some chives, which I love to sprinkle onto my foods, some barbecue sauce, Frank's Red Hot, you can't go wrong with that. I've noticed that I cook with a lot of Asian inspired flavors and stuff, so I have a whole bunch of stuff out here. I've got some peanut sauce, teriyaki sauce, I've got tamari, brag. I don't keep brags in here in the fridge. I've got some fish sauce, and then some sriracha mayo, some red chili garlic sauce. This stuff right here, y'all gotta go and get this. This is from Kroger. This is a sweet chili peanut sauce. Down here, I have some more barbecue sauce. This is some whiskey maple, and then I generally put down here like all my oils. So I've got some MCT oil for some shakes, some flaxseed oil for shakes as well, sesame oil, and then I tend to cut myself sometimes in the kitchen, so there's some aloe vera. Let's move on to the freezer. Starting here at the top, I've got some ice packs here. These are my whiskey rocks. If you follow me on social, then you also know that I am a huge whiskey drinker. These are just stone, and you put them inside your drink so that way you don't have to water down your whiskey. I like drinking the aged stuff. This is a casserole I made for a rainy day. I saved that up there. These are my lunch bags, so if I've got to go out for meetings or whatnot, I work at a coffee shop, I want to keep my meals cold, then I have these little packet things. These are really cool because you flip it open. The entire thing is an ice pack, but you put your meals in here and it keeps it all cool. Here are just some fresh vegetables. You should always have in your freezer some berries. These are great to add into smoothies, for baking recipes as well, for pancakes. Always have you some fresh berries. And then your veggies, like you always want to have some fresh frozen vegetables. I thought for so long that buying canned and frozen vegetables were bad, but I realized that they are as equally nutritious oftentimes as the fresh produce. And the great thing about this is that if you shop with your eyes, or I call them aspirational buys, when you're buying a whole bunch of produce saying, I'm really gonna eat this, and you really don't, and it ends up going bad, here in the freezer, it doesn't go bad. I have literally, I think I have 4 bags of this. This is just shelled edamame, and I made that, the vegan snack pot with this and some peas. So it's one of my go-tos. I keep my bread in the freezer. Something I started doing when I started to buy Ezekiel bread, because it keeps it and preserves it for much longer. And I've got some sweet potato tots right here, some more fresh vegetables, some vodka, and then it's an ice mold, but they're little balls. So when you got people coming over and you want to give them a drink, and you put the little whiskey ball in there, like a big ball, here it is. Down here's my meat drawer. Again, I stopped buying too much meat, so that way it just wouldn't get freezer burned. But I also am trying out something new from Butcher Box, so I have a whole lot of meat from them as well. And then I bought the bison steaks from Kroger, and then I got my Beyond Meat burger patties. All right, y'all, that is it for today's video. I hope that you all enjoyed this glimpse of my own personal wellness journey through the lens of my fridge and freezer. I want you all to comment below your fridge essentials and how you keep your fridge organized. And I will also post the links to the products that I talked about in this video. All right, guys, thank y'all for watching. Until next time, keep it healthy, but of course, never, ever boring. Boom! Hey, and clean that fridge. No science products, all right? Bye.